Hello everyone and welcome to episode 15 of Podcast The Five Rings, your source of enlightenment in the realm of video games, tabletop, anime, film, and tech. Each episode of Podcast The Five Rings releases Monday mornings on iTunes and SoundCloud, and now topic by topic, day by day on YouTube, with the full video releasing on Friday. To catch updates about the podcast or for other news, give us a follow on your social media platform of choice listed in the description below. I'm your host, GM, and overseer of Podcast The Five Rings, Obsidian, joined by the Dark Fortune Duelist Meta.
Yo!
How's it going, Meta?
It has been a really rough week because tomorrow is Stormblood release, and I will be up at 3:30 in the morning prepping for when the servers go live at 4 my time.
Do you have the day off at least?
Yeah, I have the day off.
Okay, that's good.
It's funny though because truth be told, I'm still only getting up an hour earlier than I normally would anyway. So
you just got to get that samurai action as fast as you can,
do,
right?
Man, I gotta get my samurai on.
You're gonna be cutting people in half. Poor Ed Mage, no love. We got the wall that will not fall, Tetsuo.
I'm hoping I'm sounding alright after the audio problems we were having.
Yeah, you sound great now. But yeah,
sound way better.
Tetsuo sounded like he was talking in a paper bag about 15 minutes ago.
Like a horde of paper bags.
Well, we had
a real comedy of errors.
As this podcast has been these past 14 weeks, so I mean, no. We're figuring stuff out as we go. We also have the resident wildcard Mal, always last announced.
Yo.
So, I know at least Mal and I have been locked dead in E3 all week, more so than you guys. This is our E3 episode that I got confused last week and said we were going to talk about L5R and completely forgot about E3. So,
but we've already done the L5R stuff, and we're moved on to E3 now.
Yep, so we're on E3. These are two separate episodes, because there's just so much to talk about. We got about 40-something games to go through here.
Yeah, they're all okay. Let's go to the next
Not even
episode.
all the ones that have been announced.
No.
I know, just like some
the
of the
press
major
conference
hitters.
ones and stuff.
Yeah, these are the notable titles. We're going to kind of say...
And others.
And some others. And give like a brief kind of impression. And maybe like the games we're most excited for at the end.
Yeah.
There are some definite surprises here, so who better to start off with than Microsoft, who went first? The biggest thing, perhaps...
Well, of the big three, they did.
Yeah, of the big three, and perhaps the biggest announcement we got out of Microsoft was the revelation of the Scorpio, or as it's actually called, the much worse name because Scorpio is so cool and we can't have anything cool. The Xbox One X.
That's the stupidest name. I just want to put this out there right now.
It is. Like we were saying, it's the
Xbox One X, really?
It's the edgy 13-year-old old Xbox Live ID name back in the Halo 2 days.
It may as well just be 90s all over again. At an Xbox One X Extreme.
I saw someone tweet, they removed all the spaces and were like, this is the name of someone who mains Reaper.
Exactly.
So, you've seen the Mike Rose, Mike Crow, whatever that meme online, right? You know what I'm talking about?
Obs, a relative.
Obs will probably know.
Lord.
I don't know, actually.
It's a play off of Mike Rowe, and then there's like a row of microphones, and then Crow. Anyway, regardless, they compound upon it. But then I saw somebody redid that for the Xbox One, and so it's like, this is an Xbox. This is an Xbox box. An Xbox One. Xbox One box. Xbox One box.
When do we get the Xbox?
Okay.
When do we get the triple Xbox?
Yeah,
it just kind of kept
exponentially.
Yeah.
So it's a really potent system. It's got some
the most powerful console ever, as they were happy to let you know because everyone had T-shirts.
They made sure you knew. Yeah, but that was it's a neat machine. It's really strong. It's really good. But
tell me about the teraflops. $500 is the Xbox One X. Did they say release, or is it still in development?
I
thought they did.
An exact release date.
I don't remember an exact release date for that.
Starting off great here. We have dates for everything except the console. I
know, right? We got dates for everything else. I know they were aiming for somebody look it up real fast here while I buy us time. I think they were aiming for the holiday.
I've been doing it. I don't see one.
Okay. Yeah.
They probably just had like a projected like quarter, and I'd imagine they want to get it out this holiday season.
Yeah.
The coolest thing about it, I thought, was how small it was, actually.
Yeah, I will give them profit. They keep making their system smaller, and it's kind of like about time.
It looks
because I remember when Because I remember when the Xbox came out and that required a forklift just to traverse from your family room to your dining room. So
Yeah, and now they're going to do the OG Xbox controller.
I found it. It's November 7th.
Okay.
Holiday.
So there you go.
I called it.
I think it'll do fairly well.
I think it'll.
I don't know.
I'm kind of with Mao on this one. I don't know. I mean, it's cool, all the numbers and the specs and whatnot to give you, but it's kind of like in a vacuum, if you will.
Yeah.
Like throwing those numbers doesn't mean anything.
It is not for the most gamers, like especially a casual gamer, or whatever,
which is what they said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
here's a question.
I don't know how many they have to sell. Like,
what's that, Ted?
How well did the PS4 Pro do? Like,
they have not.
They haven't said numbers. So
revealed.
if it did well, PlayStation would be telling you it did well.
Right, and so my reason for saying that is that because I mean Scorpio, because that's what I'm going to keep calling it until I remember that it's not Scorpio. Is
fight the power. Call it Scorpio.
NX
is because it's kind of their answer to that. So I see it kind of being the same.
Well,
thing.
actually, no, it's not. They said that it's not even like the PS Pro is not even a competitor. PS Pro is in competition with the Xbox Slim, as they put it.
The Xbox One S. So you have the Xbox One S and the Xbox One X.
I mean, let's be honest. It's just they're like, oh, okay. Instead of doing one stage, we're going to do 2 stages. It's still kind of the same thing, though.
Yeah, I don't think they did good enough to really tell people why they needed this one over even a PS4 Pro because like people will not understand like native 4K versus checkerboarding 4K.
HDR and all that stuff.
I mean, what is like 12 gigabytes of DDR5 RAM?
Right.
4-point quad
with an extra DDR3 on the
i9. Yeah, exactly.
What does that mean for my bullet time? Like, how does that change my experience on?
Unless you have knowledge in like computers and whatnot, it goes back to like these are just kind of like numbers in a vacuum. They don't like the way your computer runs at home and the way these systems run are very, very different when you get down to the nitty-gritty of how they work. So just throwing these numbers out doesn't mean that they would be better or worse than technically your computer because they run and operate on very different levels.
Right.
Yeah, but what I was saying more about how the system will do, I think it'll basically like meet their expectations, which are already, fairly scaled back. Because they're saying this isn't the console for everyone. This is for the hardcore console gamer that wants a PC level experience without the same investment. So my argument is, though, if you're going to invest that money in that kind of machine, you might as well go ahead and get a PC anyways.
Yeah, I was going to say at $500, you can.
There's not even.
I mean, that'll get you the graphics card, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the rest of your PC is not going to be that bad, other than the processor.
Well, like to put an example, if they're comparing it to a PC level, I'd be very impressed that they're selling a PC for $500 that compares to like a PC that's $1,000-something plus.
Yeah,
just for gaming stuff.
One that it can at least play 4K.
Microsoft selling their computers for cheap anyway.
Yeah. And this kind of
obviously they're going to take a loss for the console. They're going to do the same thing they've always been doing.
And this is where I don't understand some of their strategy on this because they're exclusives, quote unquote, and some of their games we're going to talk about here soon it always said Xbox and Windows 10.
Yeah, almost everything. I think Crackdown 3 might be the only true exclusive for the Xbox. I think I saw someone say.
So shall we dig into the games here?
Sure. Yeah, let's get into it.
All right, first up we have Forza Motorsport 7, which is coming out October 3rd, 2017. I know lots of people love Forza.
Did you see that Porsche 911?
I saw that Porsche 911, dude. That was the best part about the whole show.
It was.
Do I get that with my Forza Motorsport 7?
Yes, do I get one with my Forza Motorsport?
If you buy the $800 Assassin's Creed Special Edition, do I get... Is there the $150,000 Special Edition Forza?
I mean, that the Porsche they showed off was branded with Forza.
Yep.
They've also not them specifically. I guess they're doing Activision. I think they did. There was a Call of Duty Special Edition. Was it a Jeep or a pickup or a hike? That turned into a.
Well, Square
talk about special editions.
Square also had the Regalia.
Well, that was commissioned. That was like one of a kind, wasn't it?
I believe
this was the Call of Duty vehicle was like one you could go to a place and buy.
Yeah, it was like a line.
Wow.
It's oppressive, but
Yeah.
I'm going to say what I said before. Bringing that Porsche 911 to a gaming convention about games
Probably fell a little flat.
Yeah, it fell very flat. I mean, that's not the crowd you're catering to. I don't know why they thought it would be impressive. They're not going to get cheersy crowds that they. I don't know if they were even aimed for that. I don't know what they were aiming for because they brought something that I would have never said to do.
The game looked really pretty. I'm not super into the realistic racing games. I like kart racers and I like Need for Speed.
I've enjoyed that, like, from my yonder old years of PlayStation and Gran Turismo 2. I've liked racing games. I think, like, once you start to kind of even dabble a little into them, either you're going to really be dedicated to like trying to get that really real racing simulation effect, less so than an actual gaming effect, or you're going to look for games that are more about, like, you know, racing is a part of it, but it's not the whole thing, and we're not trying to simulate real life racing.
It's going to be on Windows 10. I don't have Windows 10. I don't have an Xbox. Don't plan on getting one.
They showed this off at the PC gaming show as well, and they talked about doing extensive USB testing, where, like, even one day they had everyone bring in every USB device they could think of and tested it on it, and they're like, we were playing it with Microsoft controllers. Or not, I don't know why I said that. Guitar Hero controllers. So
you're the one with the Xbox. Or are you going to end up picking this up, Mo?
No, I probably won't. If they had announced like Need for Speed Underground 3, my God, I'd be over that.
That'd
like,
be on everything though.
Yeah, but I'd still be on that. But that's not what they announced. So.
Yeah. So next game we have Minecraft. They announced is going to be on Xbox One X and 4K. And it's also going to be crossplay with PC, which I think it already is. It's the Switch version will be crossplay with that.
It was actually pretty cool. PS4 is kind of gave a
middle
crappy
finger
answer to why they are not doing that as well.
We know why.
Because they're in superior position and don't care.
Yep.
What is with Minecraft? It's very popular, especially with young people.
I know, but I find it like it's constantly evolving, which is great for a game, don't get me wrong, and it's amazing for a game's sustainability. As we see, it's like it's now in 4K, and you know,
mods also do a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
I think
on the PC at least. There's a lot of mods.
I've seen a lot of mods. I actually had a couple of buddies who set up a private server, and then they put mods on there. But the one problem I end up seeing is that once you get really good at Minecraft, there is nothing that will last you in that game. Nothing. Mods will only take you so far.
Yeah.
There's like these super mod packs out there that people will put together. Will put like tons of mods in like one pack, you know, just install it on there, and it should give you like triple or even quadruple the content of the actual game itself. And my buddies got done with everything in like 2 weeks time, and I was just like, how the fuck did you guys do that?
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's still pretty popular streaming for streaming.
Oh, yeah, it is.
It is, but I mean that's a whole different beast. But yeah, it's still popular.
Yeah, so nothing really new, but the 4K resolution now and more crossplay. So,
does it allow those mods? Can you use the mods on the Xbox?
Probably not.
Probably
I would
not.
assume
I
not.
wouldn't imagine so.
Yeah,
they're pretty big. The mods are almost like their own game.
Yeah,
and basically just Legos.
Yeah,
sit down and just build stuff.
Yep.
Ain't nobody got time for that. All right, Crackdown 3 is coming out in 2017. They didn't have a specific date yet.
I have to buy it. Terry Crews told me.
Exactly. Terry Crews was in a CGI suit yelling at me, "Oh, where's my money?"
Yeah, pretty much. I was just like, "Well, Terry Crews told me I have to buy it, so I'm going out to that store when it's on the shelves." So
I didn't even know there was Crackdown 1 or 2, so I have no clue what these games are.
What?
I don't either.
Blow stuff up.
You're effectively like you're the police, but you're like the police that they decide that, you know what, we're just not going to care about, you know, casualties in our line of duty, and we're just gonna fight as hard as they do. So
it had big destructible environments.
Yeah, it was really liked for that. It was kind of like it's kind of like if you played
Just
Saints
Cause?
Row 3 or something. Just Cause was doing. It was just you had a lot of stuff.
Yeah, it's over the top.
Yep, over the top. It's all about having fun.
You're saying this was the only true exclusive, Mal, for Microsoft?
That's what I saw.
Everything else is like a timed exclusive?
Or on PC as well.
Yeah.
I don't know if this one's even on Windows 10.
I'll be surprised.
So, given that I don't know anything about it, I apparently looked at my phone during this part of the conference. All right.
Terry Crews left the screen and you did too.
Yeah. Then my eyes did, my brain.
Right.
Next game is Sea of Thieves, which has a 2018 release date.
They're doing alpha, or they're like, I think they're either doing like alphas or it's in early release already though. Or something.
Yeah. The first pirate game of E3 that we got to see. And I honestly thought this one looked more interesting than the other one, just because everyone played on the crew together.
Right.
Had the different roles and stuff. This game actually looked kind of neat to me.
Was this the one where...
This is the comedic trailer and
yes,
stuff.
Thank you. This trailer, I think, was my favorite trailer out of the whole
It was very
thing.
self-aware in a good way.
Yes.
From the way you guys are describing it, it also kind of reminds me, because I didn't see it, I didn't see the Microsoft... It reminds me of Guns of Icarus, but on the seas as opposed to in skyships.
I think that's the other game, though. Not this one.
No. I know what he's thinking of. I didn't see, or they didn't show off like just any traveling from day to day. They were basically parked in an area and then they went out and explored.
You're thinking of the
they didn't show like you actually doing things on the ship so much as like they first showed it you jumping into the water and exploring a down ship,
trying to find the
treasure. Yeah, that's the whole goal is to like bring back treasure.
Okay, because you guys said that everybody has a job on the ship. That's what made me think of it.
Yeah.
Well, there's like the first mate and the bosun and stuff like that's what I meant. More so.
Yeah, but they didn't actually show like needing to do those roles to like as gameplay.
Yeah,
stuff.
it was more
like
just people walking around on the ship than anything.
Gotcha.
So, but it still looked pretty fun.
Yeah, it looks neat.
I like I said, the trailer had me interested, if nothing else, for the fact that it was self-aware in the good way.
All right, their next game is State of Decay 2, which has a spring 2018 release date. Why don't you tell us why you're mad, Meta?
I swear to God, if this game does not come out with like multiplayer and on any shape or form like the original one was, I'm gonna give up on any like love for zombie games. I'm so tired of seeing zombie games come out and they're always like these single player experiences. They always grow on one another.
Oh, it was this game.
Yeah, I was not coming back to me, but yeah, this is the one that had you build up a home base.
Yeah, build up a home base.
That actually I kind of liked.
I like that concept. I think it's cool, but I want to be able to do it with other people. There's so many zombie games out there where it's like you're always just playing solo. And the whole point of like
I don't know
of zombies feels like you should be surviving, and it'd be really cool if you could do that with your buddies.
I thought the graphics for this, like the character models, actually didn't look super great. What they showed. This is probably like it says spring 2018, but it feels like they haven't really like polished it yet in development. So
yeah,
I was like, wow, I can't believe they're showing this like at their big Xbox One X reveal. Because it looks like a 360 game.
Yep.
Next, we have my favorite game, most top game they talked about during the Xbox conference, Anthem.
I'm gonna agree with you.
Which has a Q4 2018 projected release date. This is the new BioWare IP.
Iron Man Destiny.
Yep, that's what I have down here. So, who wants to talk about this?
I want to say this right now before I know I'm setting expectations high, but damn it, that's what would make this amazing game as opposed to just like something akin to Borderlands where you just level up the gear and whatnot, and that's about it. I really want to see tons of customization. You're telling me that I can have a cool power suit and I can go out there and modify it to play in different ways. By God, I'd be able to customize this thing. So if I want like a grappling hook on there, I can put it. If I want a rocket launcher on there, I want to have rockets that go vertical. I want to have rockets that go horizontal. I want spreads. I want big rockets. I want rockets of every combination.
Mobile suit form, or not mobile suit, but in
yes,
I am comfortable in saying that will 100% not be the case.
Yeah, it's not gonna be.
That's what I'm saying. I want to shoot for the stars.
I want it. I'm wanting it. I'm gonna wish for the stars.
You can want it all you want. You're gonna be real disappointed.
Well,
maybe between me and Meta, we can wish hard enough to change reality. You don't know.
It worked for me.
I'm just saying, like, I know that's probably not going to be the case, but I don't want it to be where it's like, oh, just choose a suit, and then like, oh, you just keep getting gear that upgrades it. This thruster is better than this thruster. Not because it does anything interesting, but because it's level 25 as opposed to level 20 thruster.
Yeah, you don't want like the Ubisoft kind of gear progression style
thing.
Right? I think it'll be better.
It's not going to have all that.
Yeah. I think it'll be better than that, but I don't think it's going to be to the level that you were saying earlier.
I don't think it's going to be either, but that's what I would love
I
to
think
see.
they're going to capitalize on stuff like Destiny and The Division, and it's going to be very similar in that respects.
Yeah.
I love the way this game looks. It's in my top games.
Oh yeah,
of the conference.
it looks freaking amazing.
The graphics are great, and I know this is only the first time we're seeing it, but I hope they do a little bit more to make the worlds and maps look interesting, because I think it's going to be more open world style as compared to Destiny, right? Is that what they were saying?
Yeah, I would lean more towards The Division as a reference.
Yeah, it just looks a lot like Destiny because it has the armor and the guns and stuff. So it's hard to not jump to that first.
It looks really cool and interesting. But I mean, like with everything, I will take this with a fair amount of salt because
you salty,
just because
bro?
of the fact that like we've seen. Yes, I'm a little bit salty. I'm always salty. That's my secret, Captain. I want this to be as good of quality and design as we saw in the E3 trailer as when we start to see it progress along. Because I really don't want to see this game come down with a horrible case of E3 preview as compared to real product.
So at least this one is being developed by the main BioWare studio, not the one that did Mass Effect Andromeda. And the original, or one of the writers from Mass Effect 1 and 2 came back to work on this.
And it's third person.
Yeah.
So I can play
you
it.
can play.
I can play it. Yay!
He's a pretty, I don't know. His video games have been good. His books have been less good. So I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see how that goes.
I can forgive. That's the great thing about video games. I can forgive a little bit of lack in the story if the gameplay's fun, and I can forgive a little bit of lack in gameplay if the story's good. So
yeah.
His suggested ending to Mass Effect 3 is actually pretty cool, but he did not work on Mass Effect 3. So
what are you saying, Tets?
I was just saying that you can't write story the same way between books and games. Like you do write it fundamentally different because you are exploring it in a gameplay versus the reading.
Sure. All right, so I think we're all pretty excited about this.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, too bad we have to wait like another year and a half for it.
Yep.
At the earliest. All right.
That's okay. I'll find something in the meantime.
You'll have plenty of stuff. So the last game I have down for Microsoft that was noticeable was a game called Metro Exodus, another post-apocalyptic zombie game that's coming out in 2018.
This one actually looks pretty cool. I didn't actually see any zombie people, right? Or
no, I didn't see.
We
any
saw
zombie
like
people.
mutated creatures.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just call them zombies. I mean, it's like the same like kind of flavor / aesthetic. Yeah, they look more mutant-y.
But I get what you're saying. It's just as opposed to like zombie apocalypse, it's like
the Metro series is usually set in the ruins of Moscow following a nuclear war. So it's mutants and stuff.
Yeah, and
I didn't realize there was other games to it.
Oh yeah, there's quite a few.
Yeah, what I saw from the trailer, I mean, I thought it looked pretty interesting.
Yeah, there have been some good Metro games and some not so good Metro games, but
this one looks interesting.
So that's Microsoft.
You can't expect 2 new IPs.
Yeah. What did you guys think overall of what they did? I thought they had a pretty strong.
I'd say their presentation was good. I don't think probably succeeded as much. Their overall goal of this was to really sell the Xbox One, I think. That's all they were talking about the entire thing, and like how beautiful all their games look on the new Xbox One X. And at least it failed with me because it didn't sell me on it. I'm not going to pick it up. So.
I kind of have to. I'm just gonna mirror Mal here because I keep seeming to do that today. But I think their main goal was to get the Xbox One out there to really show you like what this cool new version is going to be doing. Throw all these games at you, even smaller named ones, so that you could see all the stuff.
That they had a lot of indie games.
Yeah, I mean, just throw all this stuff at you, show what it can really do, show you the power of it, and try to get you to like hook on that. And I agree. Like, it's cool. Don't get me wrong. It's a neat system, but it's not going to sell me on it just because you have all these cool games and you have 4K resolution and shit.
Yeah. I mean, I thought them doing they were on Sunday, right? Or was it Saturday?
Sunday.
Them doing the Sunday presentation, I thought was good. They wouldn't have wanted to have done this after, like, Sony, basically. It would have completely quelled, because they didn't really honestly have a whole lot to show as far as
they still don't have exclusives.
Yeah. So, I mean...
Like, I don't know.
But like exclusives aren't technically always a good thing.
Right, but to sell they help sell a console.
Yeah,
I hate exclusives.
I know,
but we're living in a world where they sell consoles.
Yep. We'll see how the thing does. I don't know how many of them are going to sell this holiday season, but
well, hopefully they do at least good enough that they decide that this is a good thing to do for the future.
Yeah, instead of waiting and trying to get like maybe a true 5th generation console or whatever the next generation is. Let's get on to greener pastures here, or at least greener in my opinion. We got Sony next. Sony. Their first game that we're going to talk about is Days Gone. Premiered at last year's E3, correct?
Yes.
It's going to be a recurring thing you're going to hear here. We're not necessarily going in chronological order of which games were revealed first in the presentation either. So Days Gone has no release date yet. That's all I got to say about this. I want to hear your guys' impressions first.
I don't even remember what it is.
I'm interested. I'm interested because
DayZ zombies. They showed last year, at least. They were like DayZ, where you couldn't really gun them all down. You had to keep like slowly making your way away from them by using the environment and whatnot. And then in this gameplay, they mostly showed like stealthing.
Yeah.
What were you saying, Tets? Keep going.
Yeah, zombie games have been overdone to death, but the zombie games are always the mindless, kind of just the whole first-person shooter, run-and-gun type thing, or survival horror, but usually those fall flat on their faces and just turn into run-and-gun. Whereas this, as Mal said, there's so many of them in the way that almost, for lack of a better term, fluid dynamics that they're making, because they do. They look like a rushing torrent of water. A little bit fun because it's a little different in that regard. Like it's if you see like a couple of them, you can't just go engage. You have to figure out something else to do.
I'd call them a swarm of locusts. They descended on that camp of guys in like 2 seconds.
Yeah. All that just isn't enough to interest me though. Like that changed. I guess technically my favorite zombie game is Last of Us. It's fungus zombies and it's
Resident Evil 4 will always be my favorite zombie game.
I would say that for Mao, though, I would say that like that game wasn't really focused on the zombies.
Right, exactly. That's why.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Focused on all the crap, like how humans survive and are awful people still. The zombies.
Even in Apocalypse, we're all douchebags.
I feel like Days Gone is also trying to go for that angle. I don't think they're gonna make it. I think they're gonna fall flat on their face as well in that regard.
That's what my notes have. This is a QTE filled Naughty Dog copycat. Meh.
I don't remember the QTEs, but I wasn't paying
there was a couple.
attention.
There's not as many as SpiderMan, but there were a couple at the beginning when he was kind of the scripted fight when the guys ambushed him after he ran into that cord. It was like mash X really fast to get out of this guy, putting you in a headlock.
Last year's when he like was going through the shed or whatever, and like a wolf like jumped out and attacked him or something, and he had to mash on the button to not get mauled by the wolf.
Mash not to get murdered.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
You can't give me intuitive gameplay. Give me intuitive gameplay where I can break away from the guys, or just give me a cutscene. That's where I am on QTEs, but that's kind of like a discussion for another day. We could make that a topic.
QTEs, the series that made them popular.
Yep, God of War. So God of War, the basically reboot, not reboot, Q1 2018. I'm actually kind of looking forward to this game a lot.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it.
I was not a big fan of the original God of War.
Yeah, I thought they were all right, but
this actually looks really interesting.
I like the Norse stuff.
I watched the E3 Coliseum panel for this because they had a bunch of panels because E3 was open to the public, fully open to the public for the first time.
Wow.
I don't think they were ready.
15,000 tickets.
Holy shit.
And yeah, on a side note, they had 3,000 more people than last year without counting for the public tickets. And last year was around 50,000. This year was 68,000 total. Yeah, It was packed. They talked about how they view the original God of War as like almost a prequel at this point now. It's the story of how Kratos came to be. And it sounds like I would expect it, if it does well, I guess, which, I'm sure it will, to go to other mythologies after.
I'd be down for that.
The combat looked nice and fast and fun and arcadey. The vistas were really cool looking, too.
One thing I noticed as well is that it looked less... How do I word this? Because the brutality was still there, but the gory brutality was toned down. Yeah,
is less
I
visceral.
guess visceral. Yeah, and maybe it might be the nature of the enemies, because they're the ones that they've shown so far are more trolling. I don't know, but it doesn't. At least so far from what they've shown, it doesn't feel as just over the top. We're doing this just because we can see how far we can get with blood and gore that has been in the other games.
Yeah,
maybe it was even more of like a comedically amount of blood before.
Like almost exploitative, I guess, maybe. Like an exploitation game.
They also mentioned that they didn't want the kid to be a burden, and they actually have a button dedicated to like making the kid do something.
I thought The Last of Us did a pretty good job of like making Ellie feel not like she was an escort mission the whole game. So they'll probably. I wasn't worried about that. I saw people talking about it.
And then in an article today, I saw that even though they made, this is the series that made QT or QuickTime Events a thing, that this won't have traditional QuickTime Events at all.
Thank God.
I think that they might have said that there will be nothing with a fail state, but there will be times where you like mash on X or spin your sticks to like do something.
Ooh.
There will be no need for any precisionally timed button presses, basically.
Yay.
Looking forward.
I just can't wait, Mal, for when we get to the year 2030 and God of War happens again, they reboot it, and it's in Japan. God of War Samurai.
Maybe he'll just go there.
You are the son of Bishamon. You must
How many
cure
followers
him.
did he have?
He'll go down through Egypt, hit Sumeria, maybe, India, eventually making his way to Japan.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then cut across
then go to Native
the
America.
oceanic stuff, and then into the Mayans.
I mean, you got themes
He's
for
just gonna
days.
Quetzalcoatl. Anyway.
Travel the world, killing all the gods.
Yep. So another game that I'm super excited about, Monster Hunter World.
This is my top game.
Quarter 1, 2018. This is going to be a game that I have a feeling we're all going to be playing together.
I'm going to disappoint you right now. I'm not that big into Monster Hunter.
Oh, well, fuck you, Meta.
Holy shit!
Be wrong.
I may as well just read over your head. Yeah, no, I've never been a big fan of Monster Hunters. They never captured it for me. I don't know. There's something about them that just doesn't seem to stick well with me. They're good games. They're just not my game.
Well, this one's going to be your game, and you're going to like it. No.
With them has always been like they do feel the need. I don't want to say necessitate multiplayer, but when you play it solo, it feels like sometimes you're just like, wow, I really would like to play this.
Yeah,
with other
it feels a
people.
bit empty.
Exactly, and while the multiplayer stuff was okay, I don't know. It always felt like there was something lacking, I guess. And the way that they've talked about what they want to do with this, I feel like is going to hit it in a better way, especially because it is on the PlayStation, or available to be on PlayStation and such, beyond just the handhelds.
Yeah, or the Wii U, which no one had.
So there was originally the reveal was very divisive, I guess, in the Monster Hunter community.
Really?
A lot of people thought, well, there was a rumor going around after people found the trademark of this like a week or so ago, that this was like a standalone or spin-off almost game made exclusively for the West, to be dumbed down to like, it's very cult in the West.
Yeah.
Like it's huge in Japan, but a lot smaller in the Western settings.
For like anybody else that doesn't know, like Monster Hunter is so huge in Japan, you could argue that it effectively keeps the company afloat. If that's how big it is.
Yeah.
Because you go around and hunt giant monsters, and you use giant weapons, and basically you hunt monsters to make new gear, and then to hunt new, bigger monsters.
Or just to look cool.
Yeah.
The fun's in learning your weapon.
Yeah. Following this reveal, like the creators and stuff have done some interviews since then, and they've talked. This is actually a main title release. This would be Monster Hunter 5, but they decided to go with World just for other reasons. And
like the fact that it's open world.
Well, it's not. You still like when you launch a quest or just go. You can go to a map like before. Before though, it was maps with little sections. This time, it's an open map with load screens.
Yeah, and that's more specifically what I was meaning by it's kind of the semi-quasi open world feel to it.
I think it'll be great because that's one of my. I hate the being hit out of a section to just sit at a load screen and then run back in with a monster that's still sitting on the edge and just hits you with a big attack right back out of the section again. That's pretty annoying.
Yeah.
So this is going to be seamless, and they also are big on adding more hunting style stuff, like with making the actual hunting aspect more giving it more gameplay.
I love the
just
grappling hook thing that they added.
Yeah, they added a grappling hook.
It sounds like they're revamping a few things to make life not only better in certain areas, but to hit.
Yeah, they weren't looking to
some
dumb
complaints.
down anything. They actually specifically.
Yeah.
Still being to be the grind fest that people love.
You'll end up grinding with this meta.
Oh God!
Like honestly, that was
Not like that.
I wasn't meaning like that.
I wasn't going there.
Said it disgustingly.
What I was going to
Oh,
say was
baby.
like the one part I think that is the worst, and that most people, even fans of the game, have to admit is probably the worst part, is the grinding to get parts. Because there are like some armor sets, like you'll need like 20 of this item that drops 4% of the time or less on this big bad boss that, you know, might spawn, might not spawn.
Whoa.
Well,
Yes.
no, that's not quite right. You take contracts that say what you're going to hunt, and that's
You
a
play
guarantee.
MMOs, meta.
Yeah.
Come on.
Wow.
But
If
legitimately,
it makes you feel any better, I've actually played. It's not Monster Hunter, but it was the Final Fantasy one that they released, where it was akin to it. People even called it an effective quasi clone of Monster Hunter. But you ran around, you did quests, and as you do the quests, you would unlock different quests. You would go and fight different creatures. They drop certain items for you. You could use them to craft new items and weapons and stuff, and you'd put that on so that you'd have better gear to go and fight stronger things and so on and so forth. I've played it before. It was fun for what it was, but like I said, it's just not my jam.
Yeah, Final Fantasy 14.
And I,
Sounds like what you're
Look, you little
describing right there.
so what I think with friends, and they're going to have instant dropping in and out with your friends as well. So
Yeah,
that's
that
gonna
was
make
big.
it. And so I think that's going to help because like when you're playing with your friends, it's less of a problem to try to grind out. Like, because again, if you're going for something that's 4%, statistically speaking, that means you're going to have to do it 25 times to get the one item. It's easier to do that 25 times when you're doing it with friends than by yourself. So
Yep.
I'm looking forward to it. I think it looks amazing.
Okay, I'm looking forward to playing with Tetsuo and Mao. How about that? Meta is yet to be determined.
Maybe he'll see. Maybe when we can see more, he'll see if he likes it or not.
Yep,
I'll see the error of my ways and
Let's
convert to the
at
holy
least
world.
see some more.
mayhaps. All right,
Don't
let's.
give Meta the benefit of the doubt. No, I'm joking.
So next we got Spider-Man, which has a 2018 release date so far. So what I'm seeing basically is an Arkham game with more QuickTime events. What do you guys think?
I would say it's very much an Arkham game. I don't know so much about the QuickTime events, but I mean,
There was a
I
lot
don't
of
know.
them.
Fine.
I mean, there was a lot in there, but I don't know if it was so much QuickTime for some of them, or if it was just like literally that's the mechanic of how that things work, and they just simplified it so it looks like a QuickTime. It was so.
There will be, I think, fail states. They said they're basically quick times, but
Oh God!
they also then said that it's not the majority of the game is not like that. The majority of the game is free roaming, swinging around, and doing stuff.
I just don't get why a majority of people do not like QuickTime events. I don't know why in these big E3 presentations
It's laziness.
put them in there.
It's laziness.
It's cinematic.
3/4.
Yeah, I guess.
They just show me a cinematic. Don't make me press a button.
More
to be
gameplay
cinematic.
is more fun.
No.
It's the illusion of gameplay.
I like QuickTime events. I actually
You're
think
dead
that
to
that's
me.
a benefit for the game.
You dirty pleb.
Well, okay, so
Our
not
friendship
all
is
situations. Like going back to Days Gone, it's unneeded. But for Spider-Man, I think the thing for me at least is part of Spider-Man's appeal is his ability to be really good in microseconds of doing something. You know, the whole
Slow
spider sense.
gameplay down.
Well, yeah, but it still allows you to step into that moment and try to kind of live it because you still have that quick time. Okay, I gotta have that same twitchiness that Spider-Man has, you know. And I don't know, I feel like it draws you closer to Spider-Man, at least mentally, helps you get into that role.
I just hate fail safes that QuickTime events bring, and that if I miss one button press, I don't want to have to start all the way back over.
I think personally it's just a very lazy form of gameplay. It requires creativity more. It is easy to make a cinematic and just press buttons and then either give if you press button, go to the next part. If you don't, die. Or something like that.
Start over.
It's really lazy. Whereas like an actual fight requires AI, it requires mechanics, it requires animation and frames and bone rigging for all of that. It requires a lot more work than just cinemizing something and then putting buttons to it.
Yeah, that's pretty much where I am, but I don't want to fall down that rabbit hole of us.
Yeah, we already said we can't talk about it.
Doing QuickTime stuff. Despite all that and my loathing of QuickTime events, I'm actually excited for Spider-Man more than any of the other Sony games, even Monster Hunter, just because I love Spider-Man. He's my favorite superhero. And I also love Yuri Lowenthal, who's the voice of Spider-Man. So it's like a perfect combo for me.
I gotta say, like the gameplay itself though was really fun to watch. It was quick, it was fast. You could interact with the environment around you. It was pretty cool.
Yeah. His little gadget where he shot the web and it shot out the trap that ensnared that one guy later. The Arkham system is kind of perfect for Spider-Man, with the whole detective vision thing being kind of like a Sixth Sense, the slow combo-y combat where you fight like waves of guys, the swinging around, whereas in the Arkham games he had his bat hook, and in this you have the web. It's like a perfect transition, basically. And I only played the first Arkham game and I liked it, so I'm pretty hopeful about this. I don't know a lot about Mr. Negative as a villain.
I don't think a lot of people do.
I know he's newer. He looks fine. I saw the Miles Morales.
This is its own universe, and Miles will have a larger role. It's not like part of any other like Marvel universe ongoing.
Yeah, which some people are thinking it was going to be tied into the MCU somehow. I was like, how are you thinking that? His suit looks completely different.
Which they said again was there's an actual story reason to why it looks different, because it's got the big white symbol, which is very different.
And they're going to have DLC original Spider-Man suits anyway. So.
Oh, I'm sure. They also said another thing that I thought was interesting. There's no way to like really kill people. Basically,
he doesn't kill people at all.
Right, like you can't just kick someone off of a building. Like Spider-Man will like just
shoot a web
them and connect them. Yeah, even like I guess if it sees the game might just be aware of what's going on. So like if a citizen is about to something's going to happen, he'll probably shoot a web instantly or whatever. Mm-hmm. That doesn't require gameplay, but.
Yeah, I know the Batman games did something similar. Like if you were fighting somebody around an edge and you hit him off, he would fire his bat gun to tie them up so that way they didn't hit the ground or whatever.
So
speaking of games that start with S.
So I'm excited about Spider-Man. It's my most hyped game, despite all the issues I have with it. So we got a Shadow of the Colossus remake coming. I didn't see that coming at all. For early 2018. Is this the only new game they showed during the Sony conference?
Well, Monster Hunter World.
Yeah, that and Monster Hunter World. I think those were the only two.
Pretty much.
So it looks great. They're completely remastering it, not like they had the HD remaster for PS3. This is a complete remake, is what they said.
Yep, and they said they went from the ground up. They even are adding in more current controls, but you will have the option to go back. You will have the option to play the original controls, too.
The controls were the worst part of that game for me.
Yeah, like triangle to jump. No.
Looks gorgeous, though.
Oh, it looks amazing. It looks so pretty.
Yeah. So
because Last Guardian looked freaking amazing. It just apparently I never played it. It didn't play well.
It's a great game, and I'm going to pick up this remake.
For the last game for Sony, we have Detroit Become Human with no release date. What do you guys think of Detroit Become Human?
It's a game.
Yeah, I want to like it. I have high hopes for it. And if it does things right, it'll be great. I'm just worried that it's going to go the same way that the Telltale games do, where it's here's a choice, and then it kind of does something different, and then 3 choices later you realize it really didn't matter whatsoever. I'm hoping it's not going to be that way. The way they presented it doesn't make me think it's going to be that way. I think it's going to be better. That worry is still there.
Telltale ain't got shit on this developer. I'm just going to tell you that right now. I don't remember the developer's name.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Did any of you guys play Heavy Rain?
Nope.
I watched a little bit of it, but honestly, Heavy Rain was just,
It's the same developer, so whereas I guess to compare it to Telltale, because that's the easy comparison, it always feels like you're making these choices, but it always branches you towards the same ending. Heavy Rain followed kind of no matter what you did, you'd follow certain plot hooks, but the endings would be vastly different depending on how you acted. Yeah. Super vast. I think Heavy Rain had 20-something endings in it or something ridiculous like that.
Wow.
Like the Telltale games, it's lots of QuickTime event, lots of branching story path. And we haven't seen a lot. I don't think we've seen any real gameplay. They didn't show any, at least during the conference, I don't think, right?
Didn't they show some last year? It's like a lot of looking at, like, investigating, at least when you played as the detective. Which, so I've seen, what I've seen on this one is there is a lot of branching, apparently. Even in the same conversation, you can branch a couple times. The script is 2,000 pages.
Holy moly.
Yeah, it's a very large script, apparently. And your characters the quote-unquote main characters can die, and you keep playing. I'm interested to see more.
Yeah. It's probably a game I'll be picking up just because I liked Heavy Rain so much. I think the old Android theme is kind of interesting.
Yeah.
So that's all we got for Sony. What do you guys think about their press release stuff as a whole?
It seems that they have a big thing about this year's E3, I think, is that no one wants... A majority of the games now are all coming soon, and they don't want to do things that are years and years out. There are some exceptions. But I think Sony, having made that decision, they caught up with themselves, basically. So it's a lot of stuff from last year, which I think... I mean, overall, I liked it. It has a large percentage. They showed a large percentage of games I'll probably end up buying.
Everything that they showed last year, it always felt like they were still showing something new and something more to it. It wasn't just hey, here's that game that we talked about last year. Next game, like, it still felt like they were still showing us more to it.
It was okay.
I thought I'm with Meta. I thought it was okay. I think they could have showed a little bit more new stuff, but like Mal kind of said, I'm gonna buy a lot of these games anyway, so.
I don't think they could have shown more new stuff unless you wanted to get years out.
Yeah, and if that's the direction that E3 is turning away from, then I think people wanted to see Death Stranding and The Last of Us 2, and they didn't show it. They're going to save that stuff for PSX.
Yeah, that too.
That's kind of the state of E3, which is its own probably topic to get into.
You know, I'm just glad they didn't do what I wanted them not to do. Stop showing us games that are like going to be thousands of years out and actually get canceled or something. So I'm at least happy they didn't do that this time.
Nobody standing up on stage, just standing there with a controller in their hand.
No, that was Microsoft that did that.
Yeah, that Microsoft.
And Ubisoft.
I'm a pro race car driver. Here's me driving a car.
Yeah, I mean, we'll get to it with the Assassin's Creed thing, but yeah, on the Assassin's Creed, there was like one angle where the camera was sitting there, and you can see the controller, and the character on the screen's moving, and the guy is like, his palm is open, and his fingers are like not even touching the sticks, but he's like saying like, I'm doing this, and it was like,
oh, I don't remember that.
So.
I think that was the Microsoft one too. The Ubisoft one they cut outside to people in the parking lot.
Yeah, it was the outside portion, or they were like sitting like on a couch outside or something with the TV.
They were only on screen for like a minute, so I guess I just don't remember.
Yeah,
I give this same thing I did for Microsoft. It was okay.
Okay. I think they're about even. Let's get on to Nintendo. So first game we're going to talk about is Super Mario Odyssey. Comes out October 27th, 2017.
This game is going to be amazing. I'm going to say it right now. Super Mario Odyssey is going to be a fantastic game, and it's going to receive fantastic praise, and I'm certain it'll be 10s out of 10s everywhere.
Reviewers love 3D Mario games.
I don't know. It's got high meme
potential.
We've already seen Nintendo. Quite a surplus of memes.
Oh, yeah.
The meme market I've definitely seen a flooding in the meme market.
I've posted a lot of them.
Right now, it's exactly.
Mario possessing an actual human.
Yeah.
It's creepy. I saw one that was like, what if all these years the hat has been Mario the whole time and he's just been like a normal plumber who's been led on this massive journey by the hat that's possessed him? I think...
Too terrifying.
I didn't play Galaxy 2. I played a little bit of Galaxy. I didn't really like Sunshine. I loved Super Mario 64 back when I was a kid. This has got me excited about 3D Mario again. So it's a game I'm definitely going to be picking up. It looks super pretty. The whole possessing different Mario monsters is a really cool mechanic. And some of the hat tricks and stuff that you do, they just put a really interesting spin on more 3D Mario gameplay, which they've reiterated on again and again and again. And they keep finding new ways to kind of reinvent it in a way.
I'm sure it'll be great.
It'll be amazing, and I still won't pick it up to play it.
Nah, you just get it for Lily. Have her. I don't even know if she likes Mario. Get it for me.
I'm not getting it for you.
Oh, I wouldn't blame them after all the shit I've been talking this episode.
I know, right?
Xenoblade Chronicles 2 coming out holiday 2017. This is the game Mal was most excited about for Nintendo. So why don't you talk about it some, Mal?
I wouldn't say it's my most excited.
I thought it was for
But,
Nintendo.
Well, the next one I'm probably more looking forward to.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Okay, that stuff they've shown.
Yeah, it's a very anime-looking game.
Oh, it actually kind of hurts anime. Like, it's a little too anime for me.
It was the most anime out of all the games presented.
You get to have a girl who's also a sword as your teammate.
Holy
and
shit!
fight people.
Is she gonna be your wife?
I don't actually know what the story is other than that.
Yeah, it's kind of hard.
They're going to
figure
Elysium,
out.
bro. That's all you know. They saw
Yeah,
Elysium.
I don't know.
That'd be a cool place
Going
to go
to
and they're like,
Elysium.
let's fucking go there.
It's a JRPG, and that's all I need to know.
Yeah. I like that they kept the Australian voice actor from the first Xenoblade Chronicles.
There's that one. Oh, what?
Like,
I'm really feeling it.
Yeah, half of them have Aussie accents, and the other ones are normal, like, American voice actors.
Yeah. There's one character that I thought looked cool and probably right up your alley, or he's like the edgy guy with the mask.
Oh,
who's all
yeah.
white. Yeah.
Yep.
Instead of black. So
Oh, you know me so well now.
As the same thing I thought. I was like, Hobbs would probably like him.
One thing I did notice about the game, the little bit of gameplay they showed, was that it looks a lot slower than the first Xenoblade Chronicles.
Yes.
I never played the first Xenoblade
Which was
Chronicles.
super fast. Oh man, it's so good.
I've not played any.
It has
Xeno.
mechs though, right?
No, that's Xenoblade Chronicles X you're thinking of. That's the one where you're literally in mechs the entire time, almost.
Well, every other Xeno game has mechs, so I assumed.
It does, but it's not like the focus, really.
Yeah.
You're not playing them necessarily, but they are there in the story.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm less interested now.
The music is really good in all these games,
Yeah,
too.
it was a good song.
Yeah, I will agree with that.
It's all so good, so...
I might end up playing this just because Lily will end up wanting to get the game because she was a huge fan of the first game, and I am so certain that she'll want to play this game when she knows it exists, and I have not refilled its.
It's good. You guys have a Wii U, download it. It's on the VC for like $20.
Yeah.
It'd be
Well,
a good...
she's got the original game, so.
Okay, well, there you go. But you want to play it in HD, though, right?
That's true.
And plug it right into your handy-dandy Elgato.
That's true.
So... it's a good string game, I think. But, yeah, this is going to be my sync if it ends up coming up this holiday. I wouldn't be surprised if it gets delayed, though. So, next, here's where I eat some crow here.
A bit of humble pie.
This was a very aside thing that Pokemon Company revealed, that we have a Pokemon RPG main series game announced for the Switch. Which they said, wait a year. It's not going to be a year. It's going to be like 2 years before we see this.
I don't know. Nintendo doesn't usually have long lead times. I could see it coming next holiday.
I hope so. I bet this will be the Gen 4 remake.
I don't know.
Kind of hoping it is. I've been really wanting to go play my Moon game, but I have never yet even opened it up to play it. Just because there's so many other things I'm doing.
Yeah.
I'm in the same boat as you, Meta. I've not touched it at all.
Which
I'm
is
still very
sad
angry
because
like
Gen 7's so good.
I'm actually kind of pissed off because like I always have this like rule: if you're not going to play the game, then don't buy the game because otherwise it's $60 that you've put on a shelf.
Right.
And I'm getting kind of pissed at myself because I'm like I'm fucking failing my own rule, and this is the first time I've ever done that.
Take it to work. Play it on lunch.
I can't do that. I don't technically get a lunch.
You need to call your better workplace.
This is a better bureau. It's because my line of work doesn't. I can eat lunch and whatnot, but if there's like something that goes wrong, I have.
You're
to
like
stop
on call, basically.
Yeah, essentially.
Yeah. I understand.
They had their little Pokemon Direct and they're like the next Pokemon game, or the Pokemon game for the Switch, Pokin.
Oh
And then
yeah.
At E3, they're like, haha, main RPG.
We're working on it.
But
But
it's a real bait and switch.
this is why I'm thinking Gen 4, though, because Game Boy Advance, we had the Red Gen 1 remakes. The DS, we got the Gen 2 remakes. 3DS, we got the Gen 3 remakes. So it makes sense for Switch to have the Gen 4
Yeah,
remakes.
it does seem a little too soon to have a whole nother generation. So.
Yeah.
Also. And if they're going to come out with it next year, I bet it's going to be Gen 4.
Yeah. We shall see.
And I'll be hype.
I bet they'd also want to use this as an opportunity to see, like, test it and play it out and see
For sure.
how it goes down. And they rather do that with an older gen or remake as opposed to doing it with a whole new one.
Yep. So, super excited. Fire Emblem Warriors coming out in fall.
I can't wait.
But what if Lynn isn't in the game, Meta?
Well, then they're dead.
I can't wait to see non-swordsmen.
That's the boat I'm in, Mal.
Every character they've shown uses
Yeah,
a
no,
sword.
I did-
Even
I
the
did see
two
that.
new twins use swords. Why?
I feel like, Mao, you're trying to really tell us something what is it now? Mal,
You
tell
hate
us.
swords.
Speak to us. You
No,
hate
I like swords. I just
He
want
hates
more than swords.
We'll probably
Swords
see more
and
than
magic.
that. If it makes you feel any better, Mal, they did a poll to figure out some of the more popular characters via the Fire Emblem's hero, and I'm fairly certain that based on that poll, there's a number of people we'll see from that poll that were raised really high. We'll probably see in Warriors as well.
Probably as DLC. The entire main game also.
All DLC, all for a low price of $49.99.
That's what I'm betting too, because if it's
Nope,
coming out in
it's gotta
fall,
be more. It's this Fire Emblem. The DLC's got to be more than the base game.
oh yeah,
Oh, you're right.
$80 season pass.
$80 season pass.
Oh man, I need
terrifying.
another Muso game though, so I'm going to end up getting it, even if there's like one non-sword character.
I will get this game. Mostly because if you play Hyrule Warriors was fantastic. It's probably one of the funnest Warriors games I've ever played, and if it falls into that territory of coming off of that, because I mean Hyrule Warriors was phenomenal. The gameplay was fun. It was cheeky enough to keep you enjoyed. Serious enough that that there obviously felt like there was a problem to take care of. The DLC was phenomenal. I mean they have still. They have so much DLC for that game that's been covered over for I think years of time. I'm so impressed. I don't even have the words to describe it because I've never seen another game do that before. If Fire Emblem's where it falls in line with that, I know I'm gonna love the game.
Obs was gonna buy it just for Yuri Lowenthal anyway.
Yeah, Mark. Yep, he's in it. Now I like the send your guys across the battlefield screen where it was like
It looks very.
It looked like a Fire Emblem map.
Yep.
Oh, it's
That's
so
cool.
neat. It has all the aesthetics I want out of the game, so I'm excited.
Yep.
Y'all.
All right, next was probably the biggest reveal. Metroid Prime 4 was announced.
What's a Metroid?
Exactly.
What's a Prime?
Sweet.
She's the one that wears the blue suit, right?
Or the red
Metroid?
suit.
Yeah,
the
yeah.
helmet.
Metroid's the one that wears the red suit.
Oh yeah, it's that Samus dude, right?
Yeah,
Yep.
Sam's dude.
We got literally a 20-second teaser just to let us know, hey, it's in the works. They probably literally just started development on this.
Probably.
Perhaps the biggest news is that Retro Studios is not involved in the development. They're the ones who've done Metroid Prime up to this point. People generally don't have a good opinion of them. So
I am really excited to see this game, and I really want it to succeed. I want it to succeed so well that they never, ever just let go of Metroid for that long again.
I love Metroid Prime 1 back in a time where I could play first-person games.
When you
I
were
mean,
young.
they must have some faith in Metroid because this wasn't the only one they announced.
Yep.
Yeah.
They announced a Metroid 2 remake. I believe this one's called Metroid Samus Returns. For the 3DS, it's your classic 2D side-scrolling Metroidvania Metroid game. Looks freaking awesome.
I'm hoping this succeeds very well.
That melee counter.
I'm also kind of hoping that they're bringing their because this is the first E3 for the Switch, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're gonna go through the list of them, but I know that there's a lot of well-known names that are all being put on the Switch. I really, really get the impression here from them that they really want the Switch to be a big hit, so they're willing to bring it.
Yeah, they're pushing out all their IPs.
Well, I don't think they're we can let it fail.
Well, I don't think like that either, but I think they want to move completely away from the Wii U.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, Wii
and
U
that
was another
concept.
failure.
I think they really want Switch to be a universal platform for both a lot of stuff that they want to do.
Yeah.
I think they just realized how much of a failure the Wii U was, and they're bringing out all the big guns.
I love how the Japanese guy thanked everyone for buying the Switch too and enjoying their console.
Yeah.
Right before he introduced the Pokemon company, he was like, "Everyone's been enjoying the Switch. We're so thankful that you guys love our system."
Seriously, if you guys didn't enjoy it, we were going to be in trouble.
Yes,
yeah.
thank you. We all have jobs.
I saw another article today talking about how they're ramping up more Switch production.
Yep, it's once this
Good
Pokemon RPG comes out, holy moly, they're not going to be able to keep it in stock.
Oh yeah.
I'm so excited for Nintendo.
Games,
Speaking of some Wii U residue, we got Breath of the Wild DLC packs. They talked about a little bit. They showed the Wii U logo on the screen. I was like, oh, it's the Wii. So we got the Trial of the Sword, I believe, is coming out in a few weeks. It looks like the one island where you have no gear and you have to kind of start from scratch. And something about I can't remember the name of the second one that's coming with the heroes from the past and all that stuff.
Yeah, Champions or something.
Yeah, Champions.
Amiibos everywhere.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
We get all the Mario Odyssey amiibos. We get these Breath of the Wild champion amiibos. Those waifus.
Oh, baby.
We get 2 new Fire Emblem amiibos. Mal was making fun of me. He's like, Obsidian's going to end up spending all of his money on all these Fire Emblem amiibos they keep making. Because now we're getting Chrom and Tiki.
I mean, we know it's right, but...
And I still have to find female Corrin, get regular Corrin, then you got Chrom and Tiki coming up. So that's going to be 4 more Fire Emblem characters.
Hey.
I'll end up picking up the Breath of the Wild DLC here in a few weeks because I just love the game so much.
We haven't beaten the game yet, Willie, because we've been streaming it, but we've never gotten around to beating it yet. So we'll probably.
It's going to offend Obs in all the different ways.
Yes, I can, and I will attempt my best to do so today.
That's fine.
You're just dead to me, man. That's all.
I mean, I enjoy the game. I'm not saying you don't like you hate it.
It was your game of the year before Persona.
It was.
I actually can't wait to go back to Breath of the Wild because I think Breath of the Wild is a fantastic game. Yeah,
it's great. All right, next we got Mario Rabbids Kingdom Battle. This looks really fucking weird.
Mario XCOM, baby.
Yeah, comes out August 29th.
This? Oh yeah, I guess this was shown. It was debuted at Ubisoft.
You are literally not allowed. It's by law. You're legally not allowed to insult this game right now because the creative director of Rabbids was going to cry at his the premiere of it. So if you insult it, you will go to jail. This is fact.
I don't feel bad. I just don't like XCOM style games. I think it looks cute.
I've seen a lot of people were very surprised at how much they wanted to play it now.
Yeah, that was what I noticed too.
That was kind of I was not expecting this in any shape or form. I don't think anybody was though.
Expecting what? The game? Because the game got leaked a while ago.
I think it's more the XCOM style.
Okay. Yeah.
Because it was leaked that it was going to be some kind of
RPG.
RPG.
I'll tell you right now, I didn't know it was leaked. I didn't know it was leaked. So
yeah, it was.
It was a total surprise to me. The fact that it's XCOM is more like filling.
Yeah, it's like what?
Than anything else, but
well, yeah, they weren't. Apparently, they weren't allowed to do anything that Mario had done before.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I think that's what Miyamoto said. He's like, make a game that's Mario and just something that we've absolutely never seen him do before.
That was their one condition.
And they put Mario and made an XCOM game out of him. So
you know what really funny is that they've done Mario first-person shooter.
They could do it. Fireball. Oh, they've actually already had one. Yoshi Safari for the Super Nintendo. It was more of a rail. It was a rail shooter, but still, it was first person. You used the not Super Soaker, the Super Bazooka or whatever.
Mario Desert Storm.
Yeah,
I'm just saying.
Pretty much. All right, and finally, we'll talk about the Kirby game and the Yoshi game, who are, for now, just titled Kirby and Yoshi. Those are coming out in 2018. These are probably, newer in the development cycle, obviously.
Kirby looks cool. Yoshi looks... okay.
Yeah, Yoshi looks like the old Yoshi story game for N64, kind of, is the vibe that I was getting it. Kirby gives me Kirby 64, Kirby Superstar vibes. I love Kirby Superstar. It was one of my favorite games growing up, so... I'll be picking this up for sure. It looks fun.
Yeah, I'll probably pick up the Kirby one.
Cute little fun game. All right, so what everybody think about the Nintendo Direct, I guess, is what it was, basically.
I am sad it wasn't a funny sketch of some sort.
That was the worst. That was the worst part.
That was really the worst part.
All we got was Reggie basically being Aristotle on us. What is a game if it's not fun? What is fun if it's not a game, or whatever he was saying?
We must meditate upon this.
Yeah, it was only 25 minutes. It looks like another trend that E3 is coming to is less just people going out there with the fake hype stuff, and more just here's a game. Sony and Nintendo did it, and then Bethesda also did it, but they kind of failed to really show off as well, their stuff. Yeah.
We're going to get into them in a little bit, but
out
of the big three, I thought, maybe slightly biased here, but I thought Nintendo did the best.
You were very biased.
Yeah, they gave us Metroid Prime 4, which everybody wanted, Pokemon RPG for Switch, which everybody wanted, and a lot of their games, everyone kind of was like, yeah, this all looks neat. I'm going to buy a lot of these as well.
I'll probably buy
I think you wanted Pokemon and Xenoblade, and maybe Fire Emblem, right?
Yeah. This is it, but yeah.
So
we'll see.
I will buy a few of them.
Yep, I'm super excited. My body's Reggie.
Oh my god.
All right.
Reggie, which Reggie? Reggie Ice, Reggie Rock, Reggie Steel.
Reggie
Let's
Steel.
just go to the next one.
Next, we got Ubisoft. The biggest, probably throughout the whole E3, announced like hot people losing their minds was Beyond Good and Evil 2.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I don't think anybody saw that coming was part of it too.
Which I personally give zero shits about.
I'm in that same boat. Zaya, no shits to give.
I never played the first one, and it's a game I've always heard people talk about a lot.
I mean, this one, they only showed a trailer, so, and I've read what they are planning on. There was a big article about that today, but they are just entering development apparently.
Oh yeah,
but
I think they just
it
want
does
to get
sound
it out
like
there.
they built some sort of sandbox already, because it's going to be like exploring lots of planets. And I am interested in the setting, but I'll need to see the actual game.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Ubisoft was trying to be so edgy during that trailer. Me and Meta were talking about that monkey if he kisses his mother with that mouth.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Dude,
How many times did they say the F word in all their trailers?
They dropped it. I almost feel like we need to go back.
It's
and,
comical. It's comical.
Yeah.
Yes, I didn't even notice, but I grew up around a lot of people that cursed a lot. Like
I noticed it, but so before we found out what it was, what I was expecting it to be, it worked with it. And with the whole Buddhist aesthetic that was going on in the video and everything, and the way that he kind of acted, the monkey made me think of the Monkey King, like Son Goku, the Journey West. And I was really hoping that it was going to be some reiteration of the Journey West. I was getting really excited for that. So I was a little sad when they said it was Beyond Good and Evil 2, and then I was like, oh, okay, I guess I can accept this. This is okay.
They said you're going to create your own character, and you're going to be a space pirate and get to customize your ships and stuff.
It sounds neat. You just need to wait and see gameplay for it. Since I have no investment in the series as a whole, the trailer does nothing for me,
I think it's just... I don't even think it's going to be a story. Like, it's a prequel. It happened before the last one. But I don't think it's going to even really be much of a story prequel.
Like
more
a standalone kind of...
Like, yeah, just a prequel to the world.
That's fine.
That it ended up with in the first.
That's fine. I mean, maybe I'll end up playing it.
Yeah, we'll see.
I can just deal with less swearing monkeys, probably. Forced swearing.
It's just entering development. They can respond to that criticism.
I think most people don't care. That's just more nitpick for me.
Yeah, it's probably just our nitpicks. All I can think is that when you drop that many F-bombs, I just go back to the reboot of Devil May Cry, where they're talking to the succubus, and he's like, "Fuck you, no, fuck you, no, fuck you."
I'd rather him go,
like,
"Oh yeah, well
fantastic.
you're a poopy head."
I was like, this is Shakespearean writing. This is the pinnacle.
Yep, this is the tippy top of where video games are going to get. We got Assassin's Creed Origins, October 27th, 2017. Same date as Mario Odyssey. Tets, I think you were most excited about this game.
Yeah, I love. So I know I'm a little bit in the minority of. I actually enjoy most Assassin's Creed games, for whatever they are, but mostly for me because I want to see more of the precursor story, and so I think that was why, at least for me, Unity and Syndicate was kind of meh because we didn't see as much about the precursors race as we did in previous games. Even Black Flag, I think, did a really good job of kind of giving us that sudden, for lack of a better term, sci-fi feel. And I'm hoping, since this is supposed to be the start of the Assassin's Order and their fight against what becomes the Templars, I'm hoping then that they're going to introduce that and as to why the Assassins were given this protective custody, essentially, of the precursor artifacts. So that's the big thing I'm hoping for. I know Mao and I we're talking about the possibility of them slowly weaning away from the precursors, which I could see, but I really hope doesn't happen because, as I just said, I really enjoy that part of the stories. So,
Assassin's Creed Amonkhet.
I think their biggest strength lies in just hopping from place to place with a generic Assassins vs. Templar type setup.
Yep.
I don't think it needs any of the sci-fi stuff, so that's just how I feel.
Well, it doesn't. Regardless of if it's an overarching narrative or not, I do enjoy it, at least for the tie-in as to this one artifact for this one situation, this one scenario, and then learning more about the precursors and how they're involved with that one artifact, why that one artifact is this magical, mystical thing of power. I think is more my thing. It doesn't necessarily have to have a joining narrative, but
I think the Egypt stuff looks cool.
Yeah,
Seems like
Totally
an
chose
interesting
it,
setting.
yeah.
it's nice that they took some time off. They probably polished this one a lot more than the others, so I'm sure
Yeah.
it'll be a good
Yeah,
game.
it looks a lot more polished to me. And I want to see some hippos fighting crocodiles, some serpents.
I want to see. I really hope that the hippo is like the most lethal thing you could face in the whole game.
He was fighting a hippo underwater, so in one
I
of the
want to
gameplay
like
demonstrations.
shred your character. Hippos are mean.
Yeah, hippos are some of the most dangerous animals, like in the wild.
yeah.
They eat crocodiles like whole.
Hippos don't fuck around, man.
No.
I believe they are the most deadly
Yeah, the most deaths of humans by wild animals.
non-mosquito.
Let's get on to Far Cry 5, which is coming out February 27th, 2018.
We're going to your place, Obs.
Montana?
Montana?
Yeah, I was gonna say it's Montana. Like
This is
that was
Midwestern.
How dare they appropriate my far right southern culture?
yeah, and then it's like transplanted into Montana.
I think
Comically far right.
Yes.
I mean, I don't know. I think it's meant to be more Midwestern, not necessarily Southern. It's
No, it's not.
it's a cult
it's
leader.
We're making a joke.
We're just making a joke out of it. But I don't know. A Far Cry. I'm gonna say
like
what I
the
said.
Far Cry games.
Does anybody remember like the first Far Cry where
I haven't played any
you
of
actually
them.
kind of had mimicry of some
Or-
of the like more bestial nature?
Yes,
Yeah.
I've seen Far Cry 1 and 2, but I like the new Far Cry.
Well, 3 still kind of had that, didn't it? When you
It was
started...
it's not like the first two though. It's the new iteration of Far Cry basically. The very Ubisoft style of gameplay.
I don't know. I like the concept that you could get kind of bestial in nature and fight that way, as opposed to be more of just a shooter.
It seems just more like your standard like open world shooter game to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This one they are having it so that you get to pair up with an NPC to complement your game play, either a sniper or like the guy in the plane or the dog.
I can't wait for like
The
30
dog was
gifts
cool.
of glitches.
Yeah. So you get to pick an
Instead of having
NPC to accent how your playstyle, or maybe shore up some weakness in it or whatever.
It's like in Primal when you had a saber-toothed tiger instead, you have a sniper. Kind of the same thing.
Not really a lot was talked about there that we almost kind of didn't already know, other than the companions and stuff. So
Yeah.
we got Skull and Bones, quarter
This, I
3 or
think, was-
quarter 4, 2018. Tets is also super excited about this game.
This is the one I think you were like
This
was
is-
more akin to the game you were talking about earlier.
Well, so the Guns of Icarus, what made me think of it, because like everybody's on a ship, but everybody like
Yeah,
takes a
no, it's not
position.
like this one's not gonna be
And-
like Guns.
Everybody has their own ship. You yourself command everything on the ship itself, because it's going to be pretty much the same thing that they did in Black Flag. In fact, they even said
Yeah.
it's the evolution of what Black Flag was, kind of.
So
Yeah,
it's
we
like-
saw some apparently pre-alpha gameplay.
That was
Yeah,
almost
bullshit.
directly ripped from
Pre-alpha
Black Flag.
my
Yeah,
ass.
no, I believe
That
it's
was-
pre-alpha because it's probably using like the engine and a lot of the assets from Black Flag.
Yeah, like it really did look that way to me, especially the.
Well, then it's not pre-alpha of that game. It's just,
I'm just
tons
saying-
of assets from another game, and they just applied pre-alpha staple to it. I'm sorry, that's just not how I classify pre-alpha.
Well, I mean, if it's alpha in the development cycle.
They haven't quite gotten to that stage, so it's pre.
Looks like
I just
I don't know.
I'm hearkening back to the days where pre-alpha meant that at best you had things in the actual development area, but by God, you did not have a running game. And
don't
beta was when you started testing like actual things for the gameplay itself.
For
Yeah.
Honor with boats.
For
Yeah,
honor
I don't.
boats.
We saw PvP, and I don't know what else is going to come of the game. Basically,
Yeah.
So, kind of the way that they worded it, this is totally my opinions based off of the way they were saying things, so it can obviously be very wrong. But the way that they made it sound to me was that that's the way kind of the gameplay is going to be most of the time. And if you play with your friends, but not like online against other players, it's just going to populate those enemy pirate ships with NPCs. And then
Yeah,
there's a
I don't know.
possibility of the pirate hunters to
If-
show up.
that's literally all it is. Then I will not be interested. Like,
Yeah,
if
if
it's
it's-
just shooting at other boats with my boat,
Yeah,
I need more out of a game.
I'm hoping that there is going to be a little bit more, because the way that, I don't know, like, because they did have the boarding, they did have some of the other things that makes me think there might be some over-the-shoulder third-person interaction.
Yeah.
Again, similar to Assassin's Creed. I don't know, I'm excited. It's one I'm going to be keeping my eyes on. I've already signed up for the beta. I'm looking forward. I think it's going to be fun, even if it's like a game that I pick up on sale. It just putts around with a little bit. I loved the sailing in Black Flag. Like, I went out of my way to just sail. So
a lot of people did.
Yeah.
That's why
and I think
this game is being made.
That's kind of its whole calling card. So
the only time I became interested was at the end when they like showed off with the cut screen that there might be a Kraken or whatever going on.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
That's like, okay, maybe there is more to this game. And then, so we'll see.
We got The Crew 2, 2018. I didn't know there was a Crew 1.
Yeah.
It's like a generic racing game.
I think I have it for free from PlayStation, but I've never played it.
Crew 2 actually made me think of, I wish I could remember the name of the games now, and I cannot recall them for the life of me. But there was a set of racing games for the PS2 where you could play like on four-wheeler, dirt bike, you had monster trucks, you could do on track with a couple things, but it was mostly like off-road racing. And my brother and I loved playing that because we grew up on dirt bikes and motorcycles and four-wheelers and all that jazz. And like a nostalgia thing for me, but like looking at it, it's like I remember having a lot of fun playing those games, and I really hope that this is going to be similar. So I don't know. I'm interested. I'm interested to see how it goes. But
Crew 1 debuted as pretty much crap, I believe, but they listened to people and made it into something a lot of people came around on. So hopefully, just Crew 2 will be better than that. Even
the variety of vehicle types also has me intrigued because most racing games like kind of focus in one area, but this had boats, it had planes, it had the off-road vehicles, it seemed like a couple different race car types, street racing. So I don't know either how much of those will be DLC or some crazy crap, but.
The last game Ubisoft had was South Park: The Fractured Butthole, October 17th, 2017. I really loved the first Ubisoft South Park game. I'm just a big South Park fan in general, so I'll be buying it.
I hate South Park, and I kind of really want to play this game.
I'm not into South Park at all, and I don't want to play this game.
South Park is my favorite TV show of all time. So
I have to admit, I'm probably going to get this game. The first one looked interesting.
First one was so good.
But I couldn't really get into it. But this game, I don't know why. I think
it's the superhero thing for me, to be perfectly honest.
I can see that. I think it looks really funny. It looks really interesting. I'm probably going to just jump into it to see just how it goes.
The superhero episodes of the show are so funny, too. Watch it just keep getting pushed back. Like, the Stick of Truth got pushed back a whole bunch. This game's already been pushed back like 2 times, so I wouldn't be surprised if it gets pushed back again. So that was Ubisoft. They didn't wow me. I didn't think they did bad necessarily, though, either. It was pretty much what I expected.
A lot of people think they had I've seen a lot of people saying that this was their favorite conference.
Yeah, I think most people
it's mine.
Beyond Good and Evil, or is most of it.
For me, what it was is that there wasn't really any games that they showed that I was too terribly meh on. I mean, like, there were some games I'm like, okay.
They showed off Just Dance as well.
Oh, that's right. That doesn't count. That does not count.
That's why we skipped it.
Not a game.
Those games were actually fun, but...
To reword it, there was a lot of games that piqued my interest enough for me to go, okay, I can see myself playing that game and enjoying myself playing it.
Well, yeah, you like Ubisoft games.
I do. I really do. I will freely admit that. I have no problem with the 30 million things to go collect, and that's the only reason why you spend 30 hours in the game is because you're collecting everything. I really don't have a problem with that. But
yeah, I mean, a lot of people play them. I'm closer to neutral, slightly more positive than neutral on them. Yeah. I've played a lot of them, but I don't even know how many if I've ever beaten.
I'm going to go with my usual review of it was okay.
I think that overall that's the case for E3. It was okay.
Pretty much.
I'm going to probably wow you guys with my next one, too.
Okay. Matt is going to lean away from neutral. We got EA next. Major games. We got Star Wars Battlefront 2. The second Star Wars Battlefront 2. Coming out November 17th, 2017.
They showed... some big changes that people have been generally pleased with.
A lot of gameplay they showed of this.
Yeah.
It better be good. I'm telling you right now.
It looks better.
Yeah.
I'm going to give
first game actual
classes.
Super disappointing.
I'm still not going to buy it.
Way more guns. All the map, character, gun, class, DLC is going to be free for everyone.
I just don't like EA, so.
I actually can't wait to play the game. I'm excited for it. I really want them to start kind of moving back more towards the original Battlefronts where you could jump in machines.
God, those were so good.
That's my point. That's the problem.
I love Battlefield 1 or Battlefront 1 and 2.
Those games were so good, and the very fact that they came out with the Battlefront that they did, everybody's just remembering like.
I think the first one was just pushed out the door ASAP. This one I think actually has a normal development cycle.
I think you're right, but that's not an okay thing to do.
No, it's a complete cash grab. I mean, it looks like they possibly learned their lesson.
Again,
if this game turns out to be good, though, I've seen some of the video for the gameplay. This is probably one of the only few things I've seen gameplay video for. I like what they've done for the changes. I think it's more acceptable. I swear to God, if I have to like buy myself an AT-AT to drive around on a time limit, I'll be very fucking pissed. But if I can get an AT-AT and just go ham with it until it's blown up, I will be a happy camper.
I think the only limit they showed in the gameplay was when it went to the inside phase, where obviously you can't fit vehicles.
Yeah.
I was most happy to see the Super Destroyer droids return with the rocket launchers on their arms.
Well, yeah, it looks like you can buy like advanced versions of characters and then play them until they die.
So we got A Way Out, which was early 2018. I don't remember what this game was, so you guys might have to refresh me.
It is a dedicated co-op game. You have to play in co-op, preferably, it's always split screen. You can play online, but you will always see a split screen with the other guy. And it's two guys in prison, and they break out. And
oh
do stuff.
yeah, that game.
I think it's a cool concept. I don't know if I'll play it.
Yeah, the concept seems interesting. I think our silence speaks volumes.
Yeah, I think ours is.
FIFA 18.
I mean, it was by the person who did Brothers, A Tale or whatever. I can't remember the
that
title,
game.
but yeah, it was. It had very interesting. It was like co-op focused, but and different kind of gameplay, and people really liked it, or a lot of people did. I mean, so
we got FIFA 18, which includes the Journey Hunter Returns story mode, which is something EA's been kind of trying to do more in their sports games, is have like a narrative going on, which is kind of interesting. Comes out September 29th, 2017. Not a big soccer fan.
No.
Not super huge into sports games, so.
They got a lot of big, famous soccer people to talk about this non-existing person for the game, but I saw a lot of people like surprised at that. I don't play sports games a whole lot.
People love FIFA. This is going to sell a lot of Xbox One X's for.
FIFA, I think, was the only thing keeping the PS2 alive.
They just kept putting out FIFA games.
Yeah, no, that's true. Like in Brazil and stuff, like it was like they would keep putting them out on FIFA out just for PS2.
Yeah. In that same vein, we got Madden NFL 18, including long shot story mode. I kind of chuckled when I saw the trailer, just how like super serious it seemed. Coming out August 25th, 2017. I think Tom Brady's on the cover of this game. Good. I hope the Madden curse finds him. I hate Tom Brady. There's my sports rant of the day.
I don't do sports.
I don't do sports.
I used to love the Madden and NCAA games back in the day. When they got on 360, I stopped playing them because they got really super generic.
I used to play sports games when I was younger, but there's just only so much you can do with a sports game in my eyes.
I think the only time I really played them was with my little brother.
It's the EA. At least they're like trying to do something different. I'll give them that with the whole story mode. They're not just literally putting out the same game. Same with NBA Live 18. We don't have a date for it. I don't care about basketball.
Same thing.
Need for Speed Payback, November 10th, 2017. Need for Speed, you say. My favorite EA franchise, you say.
I didn't say that.
EA owns BioWare now, so I can't say that.
Yeah, but those are BioWare games.
Yeah, let's call them as we see them. It says EA is the publisher, but we all know who made it.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough.
I wish it was Underground, but...
I'm going to hold my opinion for it. Underground really was the pinnacle for me. I just really enjoyed that game. The music, everything about it. But I'll see if Need for Speed Payback finally makes me pick up a racing game again.
I think I'm the only one that actually played the last Need for Speed, just called Need for Speed, right?
Probably. Yep.
Okay. Because it was really close to Underground, especially compared to a lot of the games in between it and Underground. So I'm kind of hoping that this one will have that same feel, and be in that same vein, without the horrible bad cutscenes that were included in that one, because the voice acting and the cutscenes and the acting was just not good.
It couldn't have been any worse than the Need for Speed movie.
Yes, possibly true.
It looks like they're really trying to go with this one, the Fast and Furious style stuff. So
yeah,
well, I have to wait and see. I guess really, I mean, I wasn't a fan of some of the stuff they did in the previous one, but we'll see how this one goes.
EA was probably my least favorite conference, but I'm super biased against EA, so there you go.
They seem to really do the very classic E3 conference with like the people coming out and like some of the devs that maybe shouldn't be talking like on stage, and it was okay.
It was okay.
All right, we got Bethesda next. This game I thought was kind of the coolest game there. and I'm really sad I can't play it because it's high graphic first-person shooter. Wolfenstein 2 comes out in October 2017.
It looks real cool.
Looks so good.
I'm looking forward to playing it. I haven't played the Old Blood and was it the New Order? So
I haven't played any of them. Yeah,
I think I'm gonna go back and play those before this drops. But
this was my favorite trailer by far of the conference because I loved how they opened up on the old timey kind of like Lassie thing.
Yeah.
With Liesel or whatever, that was hilarious. And the transition into the game, the German or else game show that it showed for a brief second. Oh my god, I was laughing the whole time.
And then the monkey with the cat's head that had the...
I saw someone was like, I am so ready to protect that little drug chameleon.
Yeah, I love at the beginning, if you noticed, I think it was like them breaking out of the... wherever they were at the beginning of the game where it appears. The main character is still in the wheelchair but shooting in first person as he's getting pushed along. That's so great.
You start out on a wheelchair. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
I just want to shoot some Nazis and I can't.
I will be getting this and then the new Dishonored game that they showed. Right. Which I guess part of the... I said before that Bethesda didn't really do a great job of explaining some of the stuff. Like, apparently the new Dishonored... It is a standalone game, but it'll probably be like a half game or something, sort of like something like Blood Dragon from Fallout. Like, it's not a full new game, but it is a standalone. No one knew until after.
I don't even remember seeing Dishonored.
Yeah, you get to play as Billy, who was in Dishonored 2, and as the ship captain, I believe. And then Dodd from the first one comes back. And they want to kill the Outsider.
I have no clue what you're talking about.
Anyone who knows what Dishonored is.
I'm sure.
Yeah, it's a stealth-based with some fantasy aspects, and the Outsider gives the special powers, but they want to kill the source of all this chaos, and that's the Outsider. So
I believe didn't we talk about Dishonored 2 on one of our topics?
Well, Prey is made by the people who did Dishonored.
Yeah, that's what we were talking about.
Yeah.
Right. Next, we got Evil Within 2. Comes out October 13th, 2017. This is the same guy who used to work on Resident Evil did these games, right?
I don't know anything about the Evil Within. I saw a lot of people happy for it, though.
Survival horror, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't pay attention to survival horror games. I don't really enjoy
I usually end up watching them streamed, but I don't think I've seen the first one streamed.
Skyrim for Switch. Big whoop.
Skyrim on all the things.
Fallout 4 VR and Doom VR.
Yeah, that's probably the biggest thing of E3 I did not care for was all the VR stuff. I guess I don't know, it's a big thing in gaming, but I don't think for a lot of people right now, so pretty expensive.
The teleporting, zipping around was whatever. VR just, I don't know. I'm not big on VR, so.
It's not for me. I mean, I guess enough people must enjoy it.
Then
you probably can't play much at all.
No, I can't at all. I can't watch people play it either. And we got Quake Champions, which a lot of people seem kind of excited about from what I saw. People used to love Quake back in the day, so.
Old school Twitch shooter.
One of the OGs.
Quake was a lot of fun.
Yeah, so the only thing Bethesda I really cared about was Wolfenstein 2.
Yeah, that and the Dishonored for me. Oh, they also announced the big controversy was their new Bethesda Creations or whatever it was called.
The mod thing.
Yeah. People thought, or because you can buy them. Again, they didn't explain it very well at the conference, and they were like, paid mods bad, and then eventually they had to release a statement saying it's not going to be paid mods, and that it's closer to like outsourcing DLC almost, because as soon as it'll be mostly in-house, but the people that are out of house content creators will be paid as soon as the contract goes through and during the development cycle. So it's not like you get a cut of profits even, or I mean, I'm sure they will, but like you get paid as soon as you like sign on. So yeah, it's not quite mods.
So yeah, kind of for the most part for me, but I'm not a big Bethesda fan, so.
Right.
I see on our notes next, Activision, major games. We got Call of Duty, World War II. Oh my god.
They didn't have a conference, but
yeah, I think they just showed stuff. November 3rd, 2017. Your annual Call of Duty game.
Yeah. Back to World War II is popular again. I mean, Battlefield did World War I, right?
Everything is a cycle. Everything is a circle. World War II.
Except the square.
I do not care about Call of Duty. If there's any franchise in the world the most, it's that one that I literally don't care about. So
there are plenty of people who love it, but I am not one of those people. It's going to
make lots of money.
Yep. They've got their new Call of Duty. I hope it's good for them.
And we got Destiny 2, September 6th.
Yeah.
Moved
They didn't
on
really
to
show
games.
really a ton of new stuff, but they were there.
Yeah, that's true. We did get to see the new linear fusion rifle.
Yeah, there have been some interviews. Like, apparently they don't know what the darkness is, so they're not going to mention it until they figure it out.
Darkness.
Well, they said that. I think that
That is literally what Luke Smith said.
Yeah. That's what he said. That especially at the beginning, they had no idea. And
Right.
I don't know. I kind of liked that it was this mysterious thing that nobody knew, and so the players could place what they wanted to on it. And then the fact that they're pulling away to really.
Yeah, it's just bad
active
storytelling, though. Like, it's just like if you can just blame it on the darkness or whatever. Like, you
Yeah,
need
well-
to have set rules for your universe.
Yeah, and maybe it's just
That's
me
just good
filling in the
storytelling.
blanks. Yeah, no, I agree. But I guess for me, I was filling in the blanks. The darkness was like this kind of eldritch thing, which I kind of hope they end up going with. I don't know.
Well, you guys will have it in hand here soon. Only one
yeah.
more quarter.
Well,
left to wait.
They announced
Yeah,
the
they're not
beta
gonna talk-
was July 18th for PlayStation 4 pre-orders.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Then there was like Xbox and oh yeah, that's the console release date. I forgot. The PC is releasing a few months later. I cannot remember the exact date.
October something, I believe. October 12th? I think it was October 12th.
I don't know.
People on the
I don't
forum
know where I'm
seem
pulling that
happy
number
about
from,
the
though.
PC version at least. So
Yeah,
Yeah,
because it's not just a port. It is a full
They developed it in unison,
yeah. So that's good.
uncapped frame rate, so people will be happy there.
all
I
right.
guess
Even the
apparently
Xbox.
it's-
What?
I think you were about to say the same thing that I was going to. That
Oh,
on
even the Xbox.
X.
Yeah. You go.
Jinx.
No.
So I think on the Xbox One X, that's capped at 60 FPS, right?
No, it's all consoles are capped at 30. So
Oh,
not
okay.
even the amazing power of the Xbox One X can handle it. It is also capped at 30, they said.
I could have sworn I saw somewhere that PlayStation was getting like PlayStation, Xbox One, and PS Pro were getting like 60, and it was getting 30 or something. I don't know where I saw that from. I don't know. Don't count that in there.
Just cut that whole part out.
Just count my rambling out.
Oh, it's getting left in now. So that was Activision, the big stuff we saw. Not really much to say that we didn't say, only 2 games. Finally, we got the PC Gamer Conference stuff.
Hosted by Day 9
Yeah, perhaps.
for the 3rd time?
I don't know how many times they've done it.
Well, he's hosted, I think.
Probably the biggest game they announced was XCOM 2.
That was,
People love their
oh,
XCOM.
yeah. They said that this is the expansion, War of the Chosen. They said it was big enough that they almost decided to just turn it into XCOM 3.
New aliens.
Yeah.
There's
New
4
classes.
aliens that want to kill you.
Yeah, new classes, there's different factions of the resistance that are outside of XCOM. They all hate each other, but you will be trying to rally them all up to fight.
They want to kill XCOM. Comes out.
I like
August
XCOM.
29th.
This looks pretty cool.
We got Age of Empires Definitive Edition coming out later this year.
Yep.
I was
This
kind of
is how they
surprised to see
ended.
this.
Yeah, this is how they ended, but they kind of fell flat. Like, I think they kind of, because Day 9 was like, and finally, a game I can't even announce the title of. And, like, then it was just, like, a remake of Age of Empires, and people were like, Like, because originally they were showing stuff, and people were like, a new Age of Empires, yes, please.
Always remember Age of Empires was the game that was on one of the PCs at school that I always played and was terrible at.
I'm not huge into these games.
Yeah, I'm not either. So
I never played Age of Empires. I did play the Age of Mythology kind of spin-off game that they had, and I
Right.
loved that. But
Maybe that'll be next. They just, because they did an HD version of this, and then they did an HD version of Age of Mythology, and now they're
Yeah.
remaking this. Then they'll remake that.
then we'll get
Maybe.
2 and 3. All right, we got Total War Warhammer 2, September 28th. I don't really care
Yeah.
about the Warhammer universe, but a lot of my friends love Total War and the Warhammer
Is it-
stuff. So
This is focusing
Is it
on
Warhammer
Lizardmen
Fantasy,
and
or-
yeah, it's
Okay.
Warhammer Fantasy. This one focuses is Lizardmen, High Elves, Dark Elves, and then a 4th unnamed race. Because they just had Total War Warhammer 1 last year, and this one I kind of feel like this is almost more of like an expansion, or I mean, it's probably at least the same or more content, but they're just very close together. It's like almost like they're kind of doing volumes, more like of the same game rather than an actual sequel.
Gotcha.
The first one had Chaos, Bretonians, Greenskins, maybe the other humans. I can't remember.
if you like Warhammer, look forward to it.
Yeah, if you like the last Total War, this one is going to be very similar, but with new people.
BattleTech stuff. We talked about BattleTech on episode 13.
Yep.
What new did they show, Mal?
They showed the campaign. The first time we saw anything with the campaign. Looks pretty cool. They showed off your base, which is the remnants of a dropship. And they talked about how your main story line contact and how she wants to be restored. She wants her power restored, basically. It looks great. I love it. I want it. Yeah.
Wildlands, which is summer 2017 release date.
Yeah, this is technically we're not in summer yet. We still got like 5 or 6 days.
It feels like freaking summer.
Yes. But this is by the people that did Arma and DayZ. And this is not like that at all. Because those are very realistic games. Like Arma is like extremely realistic about their guns and stuff. And this is a sandboxy game with like triangle-ish like polygons. I don't know how to describe the aesthetics.
PS2 style almost.
Yeah, it's kind of almost cartoonish, but it's what it basically amounts to is it's a sandbox game where it's going to come with some like pre-loaded like islands basically that are their own like games kind of, and it has a very extensive editor so that you can make your own, and you'll be able to. I saw it likened to kind of how what was it? Little Big Planet has like its own like story stuff or like campaign stuff built in, but you can do you can build a lot of your own stuff, and other people can play their stuff. So it's kind of like that in that regards.
Okay,
seems interesting. We got Grifflands coming out in early 2018.
I'm really looking forward to this.
I love the way the game looks.
Yeah, the aesthetic is cool. It's like cartoonish, but it's an RPG, so that's all I need. And turn-based, it looked like.
RPG.
It's kind of sci-fi, but kind of like run-down sci-fi. I don't really know how to describe it. Kind of almost
kind
like...
of dystopian.
Not even necessarily dystopian, but kind of like sci-fi Western-esque almost, but I didn't see like any Western tropes or anything in it. Just kind of like, it's not like the super clean sci-fi like you would see in like Star Trek or something.
Gotcha.
I'm not sure.
I'm looking forward to seeing more about the game.
Yeah, me too. And they had a really cool synth like soundtrack, it sounds like. And
love synth music.
My jam. Yep, yeah. I love everything synth.
There's a lot of games with like good synth music in the scores that they showed this weekend. We got Middle-earth: Shadow of War coming out October 10th, 2017. This is our last game we're going to talk about. I did not play the first Shadow of War. Mordor, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think this one, Shadow of War. Yeah, I thought Mordor was in the title, but yes, I played the first one. It's kind of like got the Arkham-style combat.
Yeah.
It's its own like story thing. You are possessed by the crafter of the rings of power, and you can't die. And I thought it's pretty cool. Some people got very offended with the story, I guess, but I liked it. Like I'm fine with different things doing their own story stuff. This one, they said they took what worked from the previous one and worked with that and added more. Like they added really big battles apparently, like sieges and stuff. Because you are a human in Mordor, you have like mind control powers, and although in this one I guess you rely more on just trying to get orcs to your side more naturally to overthrow Sauron. So that's interesting. But yeah, I think it'll be fun.
I really want to go back and play the first one. I'll keep looking around on the PlayStation Store and wait for it to go on sale. Probably it'll probably be like $10 or $15 or something like that here soon. So
yeah,
that's a pretty good DLC too.
I like Lord of the Rings a lot. I'm not a super fan, but
I think Nolan North and Troy Baker are characters in it.
Oh, they're both really great.
Yeah, but it's just funny because they're like the two most prolific video game voice actors.
Yeah,
really, and to have them both in it is amusing.
You mean like Ghost is in there?
I can't remember if he's the main bad guy or the main character. I can't remember. It's been a while.
I thought the Galadriel's assassin elf character they introduced seemed pretty interesting. So
yeah, she will be the first story DLC for it. She gets her own campaign stuff basically.
Sweet. So that was the PC conference. I thought PC did pretty well. There's some stuff I'm excited about.
Yeah, they didn't have any like huge games well, Middle-earth is probably a pretty big one, but that was also shown elsewhere. So they didn't have any huge announcements or anything, but they had a lot of, I think, good games. A lot of stuff I'm looking forward to. All
right, so to close this out here, let's get kind of like not necessarily in any kind of order, but like maybe the 3 games you're most looking forward to.
We also didn't say Meta had to leave.
Yeah, Meta left after EA.
It's just us.
So you just get our opinions, like his matter, anyways. I mean, come on. I love you, Meta.
So I'll go first. I want my Monster Hunter World. That's my number one. And then I will spend the most. I mean, I guess technically the other two games I'm going to spend the most time in are probably Destiny 2 and Pokemon. But I'm also Pokemon's kind of a given anyway, so I'll also say that I am cautiously looking forward to Anthem.
Yeah, I'm not putting Pokemon in mine just because they didn't show anything. So you go ahead next, Tats.
For me, it's definitely Destiny 2 is the one that I'm just waiting to come out, and that's kind of a given. So taking that one off the table, I am definitely looking forward to Monster Hunter. I think that's the one new game, I guess, that I wasn't expecting or didn't know I was going to see that I'm looking forward to. I want to see more about Anthem. I am reserving my judgment until I see more, but I'm excited to see more. And then I really... looking forward to Skull and Bones to see how that kind of turns out.
For mine, Anthem is definitely in there. I think we said a few weeks ago when we talked about the things we didn't want to see out of E3. I thought we kind of surprisingly didn't see a lot of what we didn't want to see.
Yeah, I think they're finally responding to like criticism and kind of catching up, which I think caused some stumbles, but I think it's a good direction all around.
Yeah, we're going to have to talk about the state of E3 as a whole one day. But so Anthem, I'm excited about. In that episode, I said I was looking forward to seeing if they would show off the new BioWare IP. I was pleasantly surprised by what I saw. SpiderMan is definitely in there just because I love SpiderMan. I love me some Yuri Lowenthal. And I'll probably put Super Mario Odyssey to round it out. It's close between that and Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Pokemon would normally win, but they didn't show anything.
Yeah.
I was at work and it's funny. I got pulled away from my desk right when they showed Pokemon and Metroid.
Yeah, it was in the middle of when Pokemon guy was talking, and Opposite comes back and he's like, I had to go away during the Pokemon stuff. What did they say? And I'm like, oh.
Yeah, Mal didn't even tell me.
You missed everything
or you said, like, Pokemon RPG Switch, and I was like, yeah, he's just messing around. I was like, were you being serious? And he's like, no, I went back and watched it, and I, like, started losing it.
I actually thought you guys were joking about the Metroid thing when I heard that.
Because I was joking that they should just hold a funeral for Metroid. But yeah, then I was like, oh crap, they're actually showing Metroid stuff.
Nintendo's making me eat my crow. I like my crow with the side of salt, though.
I know. I liked E3 this year. I think there was like over 20 games coming out relatively soon that I'm going to get.
They showed a lot of good stuff. I think the spectacle of it just wasn't as good. But again, that's probably like a whole tangent we can get on some other time. So it was fun. It was a fun week. It was fun putting this list together and kind of talking about it and going through it. Kind of doing an atypical episode of Podcast of Five Rings here. So you got to hear a lot of us rambling and a lot of our shaky, iffy opinions on some stuff. This has been episode 15 of Podcast of Five Rings, your source of enlightenment in the realm of video games, tabletop, anime, film, and tech. Each episode of Podcast of Five Rings releases Monday mornings on iTunes and SoundCloud, and now topic by topic, day by day on YouTube, with the full video releasing on Fridays. Check us out on Twitter, we're at Podcast5R, Facebook at P5R Podcast. Look for Meta to be streaming, as he said. He's probably going to be playing a lot of Final Fantasy XIV since it's about to launch. He's at twitch.tv/PSOFlow. This is Obsidian signing out.
Yeah, we'll see ya.
Happy gaming.
Happy gaming. Cattywampus.
Oh, yeah.